Hello everyone. So this is the first of 3 videos that are basically going to teach you how to best use each subclass for each character in the game. And as you can see, we're going to start off with the Hunter. So press the options button and get yourself into the setup screen. And then you press triangle on the subclass so you can pick which subclass you want to run. So first we're going to be using this subtree at the top. This subtree up here is primarily for crowd control. And the super that you get for Void Anchor for Shadow Shot becomes traps, wait for prey. Void Anchors have increased range and last longer. Now, the easy way to explain this is just to go find some bad guys, and I'll show you what its benefits are. So if we go down here, can I start this off? Nope. Never been so hard to find a group of enemies. There we go. Let's find this lot over here. If I fire this, you see immediately it's tied all of the people together. So find the highest target you can, shoot them, and it does the damage to everything that's around it. As you can see, you've dealt with those yellow bars quite easily. And it's just a case of waiting to build it back up again, and then you can lay that down again and give your teammates a lot of cover. Now the next thing, if you find yourself in too much trouble, you can double press circle like that and you'll go invisible, and that's basically a good way to sneak in, get the revives, or to just sneak around while you get your health back. The melee I don't really find that useful. It just projects a little bit of smoke onto your enemies when they trick into it. There's some orbs here, so I'll get my super guck again. Someone's already put one of those out. The old general will help everybody. Even after you die, it stays going as well. So you see that you're still helping people even if you let that down and then die immediately. That's basically the first subtree. So we get to the next subclass now. So as you can see, we're on the bottom one, and this is very similar to the top tree, whereas you're firing that bow that lays down the void traps, but this time you can fire multiple of them. Now each shot that you get on the same target deals significant damage and makes it a very good weapon against bosses and things like that. And the enemies will still be tethered and create orbs of light, which grants health to the Heart of the Pack buff. And you'll also see grenades last twice as long, so it's good for damaging bosses again, especially while you've got the oppressive grenade, which is from the artifact. Let that load for a second so I can show you what that is. Unfortunately on this tree I've not got it active, but I should definitely... Oh, I do. Yeah. Oppressive darkness. Causing damage with void grenades adds a weakened effect to combatants. And that means you can deal a lot of damage very quickly onto a boss. So having the grenades last twice as long is definitely going to be a good build for boss damage. You'll also see that damage enemies with grenades grants melee energy. Making allies invisible grants grenade energy as well. And the melee for this is you throw a smoke bomb down, and as soon as you or your allies are near that smoke bomb, it then makes them invisible, which also grants the Heart of the Pack ability. It grants split and haste and increased mobility, recovery and resilience, so everybody can recover health or get a little bit faster to get out of trouble, so on and so forth. What we'll do now, we'll get out there and show you what the super actually looks like. So unlike the previous skill tree that we used, some augers over there we can use, you press L1 and R1 several times to be able to deal a lot more damage, so we'll use it on this here. picked him off pretty quickly. You saw the Heart of the Pack melee come into effect there. I chucked it down to get myself invisible so I could get myself out of trouble. Now, like the first one, you've got the double press circle for a quick dodge. But unlike the first one, you won't go invisible for this, and that links to these over here. So these are still in effect on the first skill tree. So that dodge on the first skill tree makes me invisible, but also reloads your current weapon. In this one, it just reloads your current weapon. And if you have the other one activated, I'll get my words out eventually, dodging near enemies fully recharges your melee. So if you're close to them and press double circle, you'll be able to get your double circle instantly. So now we get on to the third subclass in the Void tree. So in this middle one, you've got the Smoke Bomb, which is slightly different again. It slows enemies and damages them over time, so it's like a bit of a gas grenade, if you will. And with this one, you've got some extra stuff. Well, crouch precision kills grant invisibility true sight, so this is generally quite good for getting out of trouble. It's also good for PvP side of things. And to be honest, I'd only ever really run this skill tree in PvP, because personally, I don't find the super to be that good for in PvE events. So you activate L1 at R1 and press R3 to perform quick melee attacks, and then R2 to perform a heavy attack, and then you'll vanish from sight again. So we'll go out there and we'll actually show you what this is about now. Activate this, we should get some enemies spawning here. Tick tock. Yep. So if I activate that, just press R3. Then R2, you do a little backflip and do a lot more damage. But you see how quickly that super wore down. For a gas grenade at him. Cut by everyone else. Your dodge is still the same. No invisibility, but it'll reload everything. So the final thing that we need to look at in this is the different type of grenades. And me personally, I always run the Vortex grenade when I run this Void skill tree. It just seems to be the best in general for my personal use. You might find some others are better. So the Spark grenade chucks out a little grenade, it attaches to a wall and sends out a vertical beam of damage from wherever the grenade lands. The Void Wall throws out a grenade that explodes on the floor and sends out a wave. Again, it's not really that useful, but could be used for holding people back in PvE and PvP. But as I said, that's why I generally stick to the Vortex grenade. So there's other things that you can have with these, like certain exotics that help out on the trees, but we'll go into that more when I do a video for the best exotics to use with each class and so on and so forth. But yeah, that's basically the Void skill tree. So next part we will look at the solar subtrees. And if we go into this, we'll start with this one, seeing as it's already active. Blade Barrage tree. So you press L1 on R1 and it throws out a load of knives and explosive volley of solar damage, and it'll wipe out a lot of enemies below you. The melee throws 3 spinning blades out that are on fire, and it burns the targets that it hits. While they're burning, it recharges the ability to do it more often. So if you hit a big enemy with your knives, it means you will end up getting your knives back quicker, because the burning damage will last for however long it does. And then while enemies burn, your dodge ability recharges faster, so as well as getting your melee energy back, you'll also be able to use the dodge faster, which means you can reload your weapons really quickly. And if you time it right, you could throw the knives into a boss, While that's burning, use your double dash to reload. Hopefully the burning will carry on, by which time you might be able to throw a second set of knives, fire your gun, empty it, and then dodge again. But we'll exit out now, and we'll wait till the super's recharged. So you'll see this in an instant, I'll wait however long it takes. Right, so you'll see that our super is completely recharged now. And luckily this guy's just started off this. So we're at level 1. Get a good few enemies. I'll let them build up a bit first. That's the super. Just kills out everything that's in the vicinity. There are certain builds that can make it a lot more useful than just a one-off. As I said, I'll go more into that when we go through the exotics that can help you out with getting supers back quicker and so on and so forth. As you can see, there's the knives again. Throws 3 out. Get some kills in. Yeah, that's skill tree. So the next one we'll go on to is the top skill tree, which is the golden gun. Significantly improves your ability to hit, so your accuracy is better, precision kills and reload weapon speed before you even realise, but that's with any weapon. So if you get precision kills with any weapon, your reload speed will keep stacking up. You throw a single knife that explodes when it hits whatever it is, or it'll wait in say a rock until an enemy comes past it, basically just a proximity mine. And the actual golden gun mode itself on this one can be fired quickly up to 6 times and refunds a bullet with each kill. So each time you get a kill with it, you then get another bullet which enables you to carry on with golden gun. So we'll just respawn, and once again we'll wait for that to refill my super bar, and then we'll show you how it's used. Right, so you can see that our super bar is full now. I'll just go over and find these enemies. See, with each one I'm getting another shot with it. But you've still got a limited amount of time until you can fire all of them. So essentially you could fire it and get an absolute load of kills, but more often than not it's just a few shots. Another one, it's good for PvP really, so you get a couple of shots of insta-kills on certain enemies. And apart from that, that's that subclass. Right, so the final solo subclass we can look at today is this bottom tree here. So practice makes perfect, enter a trance for each precision hit, reducing the cooldown of your golden gun. So the more headshots or precision kills you get, the quicker you get your super back. Precision dash with the golden gun generates orbs of light, increases its damage and extends duration. Knock them down. Precision kills increase weapon stability and handling. Your super does more damage when you cast it while the buff is active, with 20 or more seconds remaining. Throw a knife with extra precision damage. Precision knife kills with this melee and immediately recharge it. So as soon as you get a headshot with the knife, then you'll get your knife back straight away. And just while I'm waiting for my other things to recharge, we'll look at the swarm grenade. Throws out multiple grenades that home in and detonate when they attach themselves. Trip mine, exactly what it says on the tin. You throw it somewhere, it has a laser coming off it, so if anyone walks through that laser it will detonate. And the incendiary grenade is just a grenade, it bounces around, eventually explodes and makes enemies set on fire. I don't really have a favourite for one of these grenades, it's just whatever situation occurs. If I'm in PvP I tend to use the trip mine, PvE the swarm grenade, because those two will get more kills than anything, more kills than the incendiary grenade especially, which I've not used very much. The circle abilities are the same again. as they have been before, put reloads on, or you get your melee back straight away. So let's have a look at this one. For this we'll go find someone. So we'll activate this super. Only get 3 shots with it, but you saw it deals massive damage. And then again, there's certain exotics that'll accompany that build to make it better, or change it slightly for different situations. As you'll see, I'll find someone now. Use the knife on it. So if you land a headshot, I must have missed. Dodge again, try again. It's weighted knife, it seems to kill them in one from base enemies, and then the grenade, the homing swarm grenade that I told you about a minute ago. Yeah, that's everything on this subclass. So the final ones we'll move to is the Arc subclass. Right, so this one is the Arc Strider subclasses, and with this one I've found that all 3 of them tend to be very similar in terms of super. There's not really much that I find much different, and it's probably my least used subclass for the Hunter out of everything. But with this, there is one special thing in this top subclass, and it's the combination blow. So killing a with the melee ability to trigger health regeneration and increase your melee damage temporarily stacks up to 15 times. So basically, every time you reactivate this, you've got 15 seconds until you get the second kill with a powered version, powered melee, not just a normal one, and it'll increase your stack again. But if you combine that with Gambler's Dodge, you get something quite special, and you keep it at stack 3 for quite a while. So if I take you over here to some enemies, these spawn, I'll just show you in terms of damage that you can output just using your melee. So here they come. Get the first one, dodge, get the second one, dodge again, keep dodging, you'll see that pretty much anything that gets in its way is dying. Knight with full shield, normal red enemies. But look how long I've stayed alive there. It's quite a significant difference to how you would stay alive normally. Each time I'm getting that kill, the health regen kicks in. You saw quite a few times I ended up with next to no health. But now when this big guy comes in, two punches I got a yellow bar down. So that combination of 3 is surprisingly deadly. You might have seen a few times when I've played Hunters in the past that I keep meleeing certain bosses and stuff like that, and this is the reason I've got this skill active, and you can do quite some severe damage, especially combined with certain other exotics. But as I said, we'll look at that later. The other thing to show you, the melee grenade, arc bot grenade, it searches for nearest enemy and then attacks. And then the super, precisely while you're in there you do a smash, R3, do these waves, and if you press R2, you do a wave of damage that fires forward. and pretty much everyone on this subclass is the same. I'll just pull out of the way so we can swap subclass. But you'll see there's no real difference in any of the supers, so for this one I'm not going to show you a video of each particular one. Just look at the bottom. Sprinting recharges your dodge ability, increases maximum sprint speed. You're harder to kill while dodging. Now this one is different to the top. You strike an enemy with your melee ability and it disorientates them. You don't get that ×3 charge. And as I say, I don't remember the last time I used this bottom tree because it's not for me at all. But you could have a go with it, see what you think to it. Now, this one in the middle is slightly different. Your super's pretty much the same. What you can do is hold L2 and it'll spin your arc staff so it deflects everything that gets shot at you. And your melee this time is changed, so when you do a slide and press R3 it does an uppercut attack. So we'll let that build up and then I'll get back to you so you can see this one, how this is actually different to the other one. Right, so we've got our super charged up and we'll show you what that's like as soon as the enemy spawn in. So first of all, the flux grenade, chuck it, it usually attaches to people and then explodes. And this special, R3 and R2, which is my melee setup, are both the same, but if you hold L2 you can use this that blocks any damage that comes towards you, but it uses up your super pretty quickly without certain exotics to bypass that. And again, slide, melee. Couldn't really see it for other explosions, so I'll try one more time. Run towards these guys as they're running through. Some over here that are nice and quiet. So I'll get to these, I'll show you on him. So you sprint in, you press L to slide, press circle to slide, and then press R3. And you did that little uppercut that's electric. I should just be able to find another enemy. So throw the grenade, it's attached to him, and then it explodes. And that's the end of the subclasses for the Hunter. So thanks for watching everyone, and as ever, if you enjoyed it, do it! Like and subscribe! Do it now!